everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Every now and then, I'm very fortunate enough to have a guest, and I invited Kenan today to be a part of the program because I really admire so much about the way Kenan trades and, more importantly, the way he invests. Now, I know a lot of you are used to selling options, and I am as well. That's my bread and butter, that's how I create income. But something I really admire about Kenan is he is very diligent about taking his wins and then funneling it over into safe investments. And as you get more and more sophisticated, this is something that I really want for all of you because at some point you just are trading with too much money and it's time to diversify and put all of your gains, or at least a portion of them, into a stable ETF or a stable stock that you can watch grow through the years. So Kenan is the master of that. So welcome, Kenan. And I thought maybe you could help our viewers with the way that you do this.
Ashley, thank you for having me on. And I always learn so much from you. So I have my notes on my phone and I have my notes in my notepad. So I wanted to thank you first for having me on again, like I said, because it's always a pleasure. You are a resource of knowledge and just a funnel of knowledge, really. So everybody who's watching, I'm Kenan Grace. I also have a YouTube channel, but I'll tell you this, I learn a lot from Ashley. Ashley is so good at what she does. Whenever I see that she has a video coming on, I check it out. I hit the like button. I encourage everybody to do that right here as well and watch it to the end. And I wanted to say, so just so you know me, in case you don't, I'm Kenan Grace. Like I said, I have a YouTube channel. I've been doing this for a few years now, going on. We kind of really approaching a decade. And over time, I've accumulated a lot of cash. What do I do with that cash? I know many of you are accumulating a lot of cash through selling calls, through buying puts, or not even buying puts, right? You guys are option sellers mostly, so selling calls and selling puts. So
That's it.
I'll say, what do I do with all of that cash? I buy VTI. I buy VOO. I might buy some QQQ. These are the ETFs. These are index funds, an example of where to put your long-term money when you don't want to be trading with all of it. I would highly discourage you. I can't tell you what to do, but I would discourage it if I was talking to my son, if I was talking to my daughter about trading every dollar you have in one single trade because you want this to be the one to knock it out of the park. Because you have to remember, trading is something you do as a tool to generate cash. You don't use every tool that you have to build a chair. You might not need a chainsaw for that. Maybe you don't bring every single tool to this particular task at hand, this one particular trade. You want to use the tools that are necessary. And sometimes it might be 100,000 that's necessary. Maybe it's not the whole $10 million you have. Maybe it's not the whole $1 million you have. You use what's appropriate. What do you do with the rest of it, though? With the rest of all of the tools or the rest of all of your cash? Like I said, VOO, VTI, these are just examples. There's so many. A low-cost ETF where you can park your money and then it'll grow for you and you can sleep good at night. This is my experience with that. I've made millions of dollars just from capital gains alone from owning long-term ETFs. Like I brought up the example of VTI, Vanguard's Total Stock Market ETF, or VOO, which represents the Fortune 500. Just having my money, when I get extra cash, I park it in there. Now, there's a breakdown that I like to tell people about, and I have it right here on my phone. This is why I brought it over. This is how I often do it. I would say my foundation of my entire portfolio, 60% of those ETFs. So let's say that I had $1 million, just $1 million. I put 600,000 of those dollars into those ETFs. And then, like we all do, we all have our favorite personal stocks. 20%, right? Another 200,000. I would divide that between stocks that are really high performers. They could even be Mag 7 stocks, Fortune 500 stocks. Examples, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Netflix, right? Just companies like that. Your Metas, companies that are those blue chip kind of a stocks. So individual stocks is what I call it. So I got 60% in ETFs, well diversified ETFs, 20% in those Fortune 500 companies, individual companies, and then I'll say my swing trades. Like, for example, I want to get into a hot one, right? One that's, it could go crazy. It could stop me out because I always use a stop loss. $100,000. 10% of the total max is what I would put in and divide it between many different kind of swing trades. And then my cash at a minimum, at all times, minimum, buying power, 5% at a minimum, right? This is just to be ready for any kind of dip when I want to go and not just sell options, right? It won't work with that, but buying an option, I would use 5%. So let's say $50,000 or even $5,000. No, yeah, in this case, I said what, $1 million? So $50,000. And then the last five, I could put that in 10 or I could allocate it somewhere else as well. So with that being said, what I like to do is keep that as my long-term breakdown. We may also have crypto accounts. We may also have accounts where we buy options on particularly, and the breakdown would be different. But for my long-term accounts that I'm waiting to hold 5, 10, 30 years even, that's how I break it down. So with that being said, Ashley, thank you for asking me that question.
Absolutely. And it's fascinating to listen to how you manage it in your perspective because I've watched you trade before and you talk a lot about stop losses. When you are actually trading and you're buying calls or buying puts, are you using the same day option or are you going out a little bit further to avoid that theta decay when you purchase a call or put? And I know you're in and out within minutes sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
how are you selecting how far out to go when you are doing what I would call, I guess, day trading?
That's a really good question. So it all depends on how long you want to be in a trade. And for me, someone who trades on live in front of thousands of people 2 times a week, what I often do is I try to make it accessible for the people who are following along. Because when I get into a trade, people often like to follow it because I've been showing years of consistency of being profitable, which is extremely hard to do. But it's actually easier than people make it seem. And just like Ashley said, it's really the risk management portion of it that is going to determine if you're profitable or not. Because there could be a day where you make $10,000 just from buying a call, right? Or buying a put option, right? Just the opposite of selling a call or selling a put. And in this case, you are using a lot of leverage to take, or actually you're paying a premium rather than collecting it. So when you're
Right.
doing that, you really could lose the entire premium. So instead of having that happen, you got to think to yourself, I'm using the charts to get in. So I always say you trade with the chart and not with your heart. Your heart will tell you, oh yeah, I need to jump in. No, that's FOMO. That's going to really hurt you in the long term. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is not a good strategy, and luck is not a strategy either. So since we know these things, we need to be more objective about it. Look at the charts. And whenever you get into an option, especially when you're buying an option, you have to have a deadline cutoff limit. If I get into one and I'm looking at a 0 day to expire option, people will say, wow, Kenan, I can't jump into that. Look at the time decay. And I say, I'm going to be in this option for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but it expires at the end of the day. I'm not obligated to hold on to this option until it expires. I actually have a plan to let it go way before it expires because I use the charts for breakouts or breakdowns for my entries. And if I get a signal that is breaking out and I'm in the option, okay, now I'm making money. But on the charts, sometimes you get what's called a false breakout or a false breakdown, which if it's ever happened to you, remember, it's a part of the game.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's like driving on the street and expecting to never hit a red light. Of course, we would like to get all green lights, but they're going to happen. You're going to get into a situation where, the light's red. It didn't go how you wanted it to go perfectly right now. And what do you do when it goes red? You might stop. You might get stopped out of your play. It's a part of the game. Now, on my live streams, I often talk about a concept called the natural stop loss. And the natural stop loss is when you're not using one. You're going to run out of money eventually, and that's going to stop you out of your play. So let's say, like I said, you got in for $10,000 with no stop loss, and you bought an option. Oh, yeah, you got a stop loss. It's once $10,000 is up, boom, you stopped out. So why don't you take your natural stop loss that is just there, and say, nah, I don't want that one. I don't want the natural stop loss. I want an actual one. If I get into a $10,000 play and I'm doing a 0 day to expire option, I don't even have to risk the 10,000. I could decide to risk 1,000 and put my
Yeah.
stop loss. If it drops down in value to 9,000, kick me out of the play, right? But you always want to know beforehand when buying options what you are willing to lose. That's
Right.
how you are going to be profitable. You could make $10,000 one day, $10,000 the next day, $10,000 the next day, and then on the fourth day lose $30,000. Boom, you back at square one. So instead of having that happen, let's say you made 10,000 today, 10,000 the next day, 10,000 the next day. Now you got 30K. Don't trade 30K. No,
Right.
that's what a rookie would do. They would trade it all and lose it all. What I would do, I might even take 10,000, go put that on VOO, and add to my army of dollars. And my army of dollars are fighting for me to be richer. That's how I look at it. And I need to embolden my army by sending them new troops, sending more dollars in. So always use your stop loss and always know before you get into a trade what you're willing to lose. Always. You can get into a $10,000 trade and put a crazy, like a crazy tight stop loss on. That's a $50 stop loss. You could do it, but at least you be planning it out. Personally, yes, that's too tight of a stop loss, but at least you would have an idea of what you
Right.
are willing to lose in a play. And if you don't set where you're willing to lose, Wall Street will pick for you. And I'm telling you this, they coming for everything. So don't let it happen to you.
That is such good advice. One of the things I love so much about the way you teach is the funny little analogies you use. It's something that I use as well, and it helps resonate, especially with adult learners. And I can tell that you are an educator at heart. And I think that's your background, and it shows in the way that you explain things.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because I'm a certified public school teacher, certified to teach from 7th grade all the way to 12th grade.
That's wonderful. And the lives that you've changed from sharing your knowledge. So, thank you for everything you shared with my audience today. And thank you just for all that you do and just the way you carry yourself. One thing I've always admired about you, and it's hard to come by in this space, but of course, all of the guys that you work with are that way as well. And I love how people have a way of finding each other, but I've always respected how you're not afraid to share your faith. You're very humble and you're very generous with what you share. And so I admire that so much about you. So I just wanted to share that and thank you for the time that you spent with me and with everybody that watches my channel.
Thank you very much. And again, like you said, got to keep the faith, got to keep your head high, and know that all of this stuff is going to work out for you in the end.
Yeah,
And I believe in everyone who's here watching this video and who's taking the time to actually watch things like this, and that it really resonates with me because there's so much competition for your attention
yeah,
in this world that is not fruitful for you. But instead
right.
of watching, and but there's always time for cat videos, instead of watching fail videos online or just things that just kill your time, you decided to at least take this section to learn something. And I wanted
Right.
to just salute everyone here. And Ashley, again, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. It was my honor. Thank you, Keenan.
Thank you.